Every best states to move to list will tell you Washington is cheaper than California, and that's true, and it's also almost useless on those lists because it doesn't tell you by how much or where the savings actually come from. I'm going to give you the real numbers. I'm going to tell you the two places that this state, Washington, is more expensive than California, because if I only tell you the good news, you won't trust the rest of the video. So most cost of living tools compare state averages. Statewide, Washington numbers get dragged upward by Seattle. If you're looking at the South Sound, like Olympia, Lacey, Tumwater, Tacoma, you're looking at a materially different market than the one those averages describe. I'll give you both so that you can actually see the gap. Let's start with income tax, because it's the biggest single line item for most households. California's top marginal rate is 13.3%. Washington's is 0. There's no state income tax on wages, period. For a household earning $150,000 a year, that gap alone is worth thousands of dollars annually before you touch anything else. Washington did pass a new state income tax this year, ESSB 6346, but it only applies to household income above $1 million, and it doesn't take effect until 2028. For the overwhelming majority of people watching this video, that headline doesn't change the math that I just gave you. Property tax rates are close between these two states. California runs around 0.76% and Washington is around 0.87% statewide. Not really a meaningful gap on its own with that number. So here's where state level numbers stop telling the truth and local numbers start. California's median home price runs around $785,000. The statewide Washington median is roughly $560,000. That's already a gap of over $200,000. But here in the South Sound, it's a bigger gap than that. So Thurston County's median sale price has been running around $510,000 to $547,000 through early 2026. Pierce County, which includes Tacoma, has been running close to, well, between $500,000 and $555,000, depending on the month and the mix of homes sold. So depending on where in this region you land, you're looking at $250,000 to well over $300,000 less than the California median, on top of the income tax savings. That's before you even factor in what that price difference does to your monthly mortgage payment for the next 30 years. Now, the part that doesn't favor Washington, because you'll find out about this eventually, and I'd rather you hear it here first. California's base sales tax is 7.25%. Washington's combined state and local rate runs higher in a lot of areas, up to around 10.6% in parts of the state. So if you're a heavy spender, big purchases, a lot of retail, that gap works against Washington, not for it. So groceries and prescription drugs, they're exempt here, which softens daily living costs. But on a car purchase, on a remodel, or furnishing a new house, anything big purchases, expect to pay more sales tax in Washington than you would in California. I'd rather tell you that up front than have you find it on your first big purchase after you move here. If you're cross-shopping Oregon because of the no sales tax pitch, here's the honest comparison. Oregon has no sales tax, but its top income tax rate is 9.9%, and that bracket kicks in at just $125,000 of income for a single filer, much lower than California's top bracket threshold. Oregon's standard deduction is also unusually low, around $2,420, which pushes more of your income into taxable territory than you'd expect. Run the numbers for a $150,000 household income. Oregon's income tax bill is going to run higher than what the same household would pay in Washington, even after you account for Washington's higher sales tax, unless you're making genuinely large annual purchases. For most households, Washington beats Oregon on total tax burden, and it really isn't even close. So put the whole picture together for a household moving from California to the South Sound in Washington. 0 income tax versus 13.3% 5% at the top bracket, a home price gap in the range of $250,000 or more, a slightly higher sales tax bill, and property tax rates that are close to a wash. For the overwhelming majority of households making this move, that nets out strongly in Washington's favor, and it's not close when you include the housing gap. I can't run your exact numbers in a YouTube video. Income tax savings depend on your income, sales tax depends on your spending, and housing depends on what you're buying and where. But if you want the real numbers for your household and a short list of some neighborhoods that might fit your budget in this area, I've got a link below in the description of this video. Let's run it together.